But our good friend, who shall remain anonymous, played Rook D1 check. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're seeing this video, it probably means you've played a game of chess before in your life. And it also probably means that you've blundered almost every single piece you've ever touched in your entire chess career. Well, honestly, me too. And today, I'm going to be showing you two absolutely diabolical games that two brave souls sent to me in my Discord server. These games are absolutely unbelievable, and you are not going to believe the plot twists that occur in this game. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the games. Alrighty, so for our first game between the two brave souls that sent me their games on the Discord server, we have our homie, who shall remain anonymous, playing with the white pieces, and our opposer playing with the black pieces. And fun fact, the opposer's name is badboy1122121244. And he is rated 773, he or she. Well, his name's Bad Boy, so it's gotta be a boy, right? And then our homie is rated 792. So with that being said, let's get into this absolutely insane game. So the game starts with e4, followed by e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, bishop c5. And that is the end of our opening theory. This is a 3 knights opening. Very, very principled structure so far by our two opponents in this one. The game continues with bishop e5, attacking the knight. But when you move the bishop here, you're not really pinning the knight or doing anything. So this knight can still technically move. And it can move to spots that can create threats, which is what our opponent does. He moves his knight to this square. This arrow is here because I was looking at this game right before I started recording this. And so the knight is attacking a couple things here. It's attacking the bishop, attacking this pawn, attacking this knight, and also creating threats like just all over the board. So in my honest opinion, I feel like it's best to get rid of the knight, which is what our friend does. He takes the knight. So the bishop taking the knight is the best move, but the opponent takes the knight with the pawn, which isn't a horrible move. And after this move, there are a couple things that are happening. So the knight is under attack. This bishop is kind of in no man's land, like it's pinning the pawn to the king, but like how long is that going to last for? And there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind when you're doing pieces like that. So the best move on the board would be, like, according to the engine, it's queen h5, which is crazy to me. I don't know why you play something like that. Like, you go here, takes, and I believe it goes, what is it, check? Oh, no, it's not check. Queen takes c5. Oh, you get the bishop. Ah, sneaky, sneaky. But that's one move. And the next move would be to move the knight back here, which is kind of a tricky move. But our friend plays knight d5, which is a catastrophic blunder right out the gate, because after c6, which for one forks both pieces, and after the c6, if you move the bishop back, you're going to lose this knight, and if you move this knight anywhere, you're going to lose the bishop. So a very, very tough decision here by our friend. But the best move is not played. The queen is moved to g5, attacking pawn, because pawn looks very, very juicy. So after this, our friend then proceeds to play g3, because you don't want to take my pawn. You're not going to get it. I must defend this pawn. So after this is still here. You can still fork. The opponent plays knight f6, attacking the knight and the pawn. But now, after the knight jumps out, you can just take the knight, right? Just go ahead and take it. Take it for the win. But that's the wrong move. Instead, you needed to play knight takes c7, forking the pieces. And you could have honestly also played, what is it, queen something? I don't really know. I'm not really going to get into that. But our friend takes the knight here. And the game continues with queen takes f6, followed by d3. Just in a bad move. Go ahead and close up the position. Prevent the pawn from advancing. This bishop is now blocked, which is a good thing. So after this move, the opponent castles. And then our friend plays c4. Sliding the bishop back. So it's good to bring the bishop back in this spot, I think. Because you're now pinning the pawn to the king. And you're now out from any attacks coming down here. King continues with d5. And the bishop takes. I clicked that very, very fast. And it's a good move. Because I don't really know why the opponent pushed the pawn all the way here. It's just a free pawn. Straight up free pawn. No ifs, ands, or buts. So the opponent plays h3. Bring the bishop in here. And now white can't castle. So what are you supposed to do with this? Bishop takes b7. Which honestly looks more than reasonable to me. I don't think that's a bad move. To the naked eye. But when you play rook when you play rook ab8 attacking the bishop, this bishop has to slide back, and if the bishop goes back to d5, what is it? Bishop g2, the engine's telling me. But you bring the bishop in here, and if the knight ever moves here, I think you can move your bishop here, attacking the queen. And then your queen has to move because you can't take this bishop because the queen's covering it, and so you have to move your queen here. And then, if you move your queen here, it's a pin. And if you try to move the pawn to block it, you just take. And no matter what you do with this queen, whether you take this pawn, or you do anything with the queen, like here, this takes, discover check, king has one move, and you can just promote another queen. So, that didn't actually happen. Go ahead and rewind real quick. The rook went here. And after this, white played bishop f4. Which is just a catastrophic blunder. Because if the opponent goes bishop b4 check, and the pawn pushes to block, takes, and if you take with the bishop, queen has one move, collect the rook, and vice versa. So that's where our friend played. What our friend played. Then the rook went to d7, sliding down, a missed win. And then we got queen d2, which again, you pin it. Oh, okay, so that's the wrong move. Queen b6 for. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Queen takes b4. What? Where am I? I lost my tracking spot. Alright, yeah. So when queen b4, queen b6, and now white's best move is to take on b7. What? I'm confused. Oh, f3. And then the bishop's going to come in. And if you block, take. And if you take, same thing. Pinned. But it's not, because the queen will take. So, yeah, you get the point. Anyways, we're continuing. Black missed another chance to capitalize. More of the story. So the bishop slid back, best move on the board by our friend. Then you go bishop b6, sliding the bishop back to, I guess, push the pawn forward. And then white castle's long, which is interesting. Honestly, I wouldn't be scared to play here. I mean, it looks bad, and the engine says it's bad, but like if the bishop slides back, you just move the pawn here, and the bishop has to go somewhere, right? If here, then yeah. But, oh, I lost my spot. Where was I? Alright. So, the queen slides. So, okay. So, castles. Queen goes here. Pawn pushes, protecting this pawn. And then, bishop g4. Rook to e1. And then queen d6. And I don't know if it's obvious or not, but like you just hung your queen in one move. And you can't really do anything. Like I guess you're trying to get the queen here perhaps, maybe. But our friend spots it in less than a second. Less than 4 seconds, I should say. Then the rook takes. Then we got e5. Rook d5. Bishop c4. Tagging the rook. Best move on the board. This bishop can never be attacked unless the bishop comes back, because all the pawns are not on any of these files to attack it. This pawn's too far forward. And then bishop a5. Pinning the queen to the rook, but you just counter it. Queen f4. Takes. Takes. C takes e5. Rook takes e1. And white is just up a massive amount of material. Bishop e6. Queen takes d4. h6. Queen takes a7. Rook d8. Black desperately looking for a chance to create a draw or anything possible. Queen b6. Rook d7. a4. King h7. Then a5. And black resigned in this position. So a quick little rewind on all the blunders. We had this blunder, which blundered a fork. Then we had bishop f4 played by white, because the winning sequence, I'm just going to do this real quick because I think I did it wrong. Bishop b4, h6. Okay, I give up. What is happening? Yeah, so here, and then bishop b4 check. And we push the pawn to block. D takes c3. And if here, and if here takes, you just have an insane amount of threats. And then we had queen d2, which followed by queen b6, g4. Where's g4? Here? That's a crazy move. That is a diabolical move. f3 it says. Queen takes b7. And you get the bishop. So, a very catastrophic game by our friend, but he was able to pull off the win in 29 moves. So next game. Alright, so for our second game, we have our good friend playing with the black pieces, the second brave soul to send me one of his very, very feral games on the Discord server. And then we also have the antagonizer playing with the white pieces. The game opens with d4, followed by d5, c4, bishop f5, knight c3, e6, and this is the Queen's Gambit Decline Baltic Defense. Bishop f4. Bring the bishop in to attack. Knight f6. Best move on the board. e3. a6. Bishop d3. Bishop g6. Sliding the bishop back so it's protected by more than just one pawn. Knight f3. c5. Castles. And this is where it starts to go downhill fast. So we have bishop e7, which is an inaccuracy. Knight e5, jumping in to create various threats, it would appear. Bishop takes d3, best move on the board. Queen takes d3, c takes d4, queen takes d4, castles, c takes d5. And then knight bd7. So, this is a blunder because I don't see it. Because of d6. Your bishop is trapped. A very, 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 very tough position there for the bishop. Because this pawn is on a square that it can create that trap. Because the bishop is out of squares to escape. And so the opponent doesn't play this. Plays d takes e6. Missing a very, very vulnerable bishop there. Knight takes e5. Queen takes e5. Best move on the board. F takes e6. And then rook fd1. Which is a miss. Because you had queen takes here with check. So after rook fd1, queen e8, queen e6 check, now taking the pawn, and white is up 3.7 on the eval bar, as you can see on your screen. Queen f7 blocking the check, and then queen d7. Blundering the queen in one move. And our good friend spots it, takes the queen, a free queen, mind you. Mind you, There was a 7-point swing on this eval bar. Absolutely diabolical. So, knight takes d7. I'm going to destroy my cat. Rook takes d7. Rook 88. Rook 81. It's a good move. But you also want to keep material on the board when you're down material like this after you blunder your queen in one move. Rook takes c7. Rook takes c7. Rook d8. Rook takes b7. And in this position, black has a absolute multitude of things he can play. He can play h5. He can play h6. Play h5, which is actually the top engine move. He can also play queen e6. Anything. Literally anything. There are a multitude of moves that you can do that can just straight up win you the game and further your advancement. But our good friend, who shall remain anonymous, played rook d1 check. And that is a one-move blunder. Because the knight's there. And it looks like an ice skater. It's possible. There's potential there. But you can't do that when the knight's covering the square. And white plays the only move. So after this, the queen takes the a2 pawn. Then we get h3, king f7, bishop d6, queen b1, pinning the knight to the king. And white has to find the correct calibration of moves to save the game. Which he does. Plays the best move on the board. Rook takes e7 with check. And our friend played a very brilliant move, king f6, sliding the king up out of danger. Because if you would have moved your king here, oh my god, it would have been an absolute slurry of events. I wonder what the best move is. Rook e4. King can only go here. And white would have an initiative. But our good friend did not do that. He played the best move. Game continues with bishop e5 check. Blundering the rook in one move. The king takes. King h2. Queen takes d1. Bishop takes g7. Queen d2. King d3. Queen d6 check. King f3. King f7. Bishop d4. King e6. g4. Queen h2. And black has everything in its favor. Everything in their favor. h4. White looking for anything they could possibly think of to save the game. And that is now a free pawn. And the queen takes. King f4. Queen takes on f2. With check. King g5. Queen f7. King h4. Queen e7 check. g5. King f5. King h5. And queen takes g5 checkmate. So a quick little recap for you. We had a one-move queen blunder. Or excuse me, a trap bishop. Got my moves backwards. Let's get rid of these arrows. Come on, stop. Go away, arrows. And the opponent could have played here, but did not. Took there. So a note for you guys. If you see a bishop that's just out of breathing room, it's probably trapped. And then we had queen d7. An absolutely brilliantly catastrophic move played by white, which was taken. Our good friend spotted it. And then we had a rook d1 check. And I'm assuming he did not hear the checkmate sound, which is... And then I took. And after that, we had bishop e5 check. Blundering the rook in one move. And our good friend went on to win the game. So yeah, this was a these were two very entertaining games to watch and review. And if you would like to send me your games to possibly have them posted in a YouTube video, all you have to do is join my Discord server. The link is in the description down below, and all you have to do is click that invite link, hop in the Discord, introduce yourself, read the rules, because a lot of people don't read the rules, and hop in and join the community. We have daily puzzles, a reward system, monthly and weekly, mind you, reward system, multiple weekly chess tournaments, and so much more fun stuff in our Discord server. You are going to absolutely love it if you're a fan of chess, and I highly recommend you check it out. So, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and tell me your thoughts on what you thought of everything. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.